How do you feel about your morning cup of Java? Myself? I'm Colombian, so I am very passionate about coffee. And so is my favorite local Colombian coffee roaster, Eco Cafe of here in KW. And when it comes to coffee, they think green. What made you decide to not only go the coffee route, but do the eco factor of the coffee route?
I guess when I first started, we originally targeted just to carry Colombian coffee. Being Colombian and a little bit naive about the industry, thinking that Colombian coffee was the best coffee in the world, which it is, but it was about a brand, it was about something that we knew, something that we felt comfortable with. And as we further studied and looked into the whole business and the aspects of the business, we realized that there's a lot more out there. So over the years we decided to engage with some of the other countries, origins, understand the industry better, and then we started to target what was fair trade organic only. So we specialize in fair trade organics and we're licensed through Transfair Canada, and that allows us to ensure the process all the way through from beginning to end. The farmer gets a just price for what they sell, and we can ensure that sustainability for them through organizations like Transfair.
Do you ever actually meet the farmers?
I've been to Colombia, I've been to the coffee farms. It's an amazing world, it's very different. People don't really understand the effort that it takes to get coffee to your cup. For starters, most coffee is picked by hand. So it's a process that all the beans don't ripen at the same time. There's not really automation that can help them out, so it's a hand-picked product. And people don't really understand that from the start, that they have to pick these cherries one at a time and then come back 2 or 3 times to be able to pick a whole crop of a particular plant.
Since you talk to avid coffee lovers, what is the one thing that they absolutely insist upon that is the make or break thing for them before they make a purchase of coffee?
Honestly, when the real coffee connoisseurs are after flavor and taste. And that's where we as a company are a little bit unique compared to the masses, because we small batch roast all our coffee, so it's done in an artisan manner, all in small amounts, and we target a specific roast profile for each coffee that we use. So we can determine what the customer wants. We kind of have to have a little engagement with people to understand what they truly want, and then we can supply them through our experience with a small batch of coffee roasted to the way they like it. There's a misnomer there that people think the darker the roast, the more caffeine there is, and it's actually the opposite. So people sometimes say, I really want a strong cup of coffee, and we ask them, do you want strong caffeine? Do you want strong flavor? Because we're trying to, once again, identify what it is that they're looking for. Some people really need a pick-me-up, and they don't realize that a lighter roast will be bold in taste if you use the right mix of coffees, but will have more caffeine. Whereas if you go to the really dark side of coffee roasting, it actually has less caffeine and it's going to be a lot of body, but you lose a lot of the nuances of the taste. So the beauty of it is that everybody can do it their own way.
So you have the cafe at the Kitchener Market. What else do you do?
We actually have about 5 lines of business. So we have the cafe, and that was where we started 5 years ago. We roast for ourselves as well as we roast third party for other companies. We have an office coffee division, which is probably the newest of the divisions that we have. We have a retail component to the business, so we work with specialty food stores, we work with several markets in the area, and we provide them, whether it be in a bulk format or in a pre-bagged format, but we have available coffee for them to sell retail, so we're a wholesaler. And then lastly, we do a lot of work with restaurants and cafes, and we supply them not only their coffee products, but a lot of the products that we use as a cafe.
I am so excited because I'm here with Adam McLean, who's a head roaster here at Eco Cafe. So what are you making for us today?
I'll be making for you a very special drink. It is a chai cappuccino.
I'm excited. All right, let's go.
Okay, so
how do you do this?
First thing, you need to fill your group with espresso. So here we have an espresso grinder. And to get a nice single shot of espresso, you want to make just a little bit of a pile on top, level it off, apply a small amount of pressure so the water can still run through, but it's nice and compressed. Now what I'm going to do for you is I'm actually going to pour the shot into a clear shot glass so you guys can see what it is a shot of espresso should look like. Okay. Now there's two main components to a shot of espresso. There's the espresso itself and then the crema on top, which is this lighter color that you can see. So what a good shot of espresso has is a nice dark rich base with a little bit of crema on top. So you'll see as this settles, almost just like a glass of dark beer,
Yeah.
it starts to come up, and that's what you should be looking for in a shot of espresso. So what I'll do is I'll actually pour this right into the cup for you. Now the second part is creating the milk. So what we're going to use is 1% milk, and it's a half and half mix of the milk and the chai. Now what chai is it's a concentrate, and it's a blend of a lot of different spices. More predominant ones are vanilla, ginger, and cinnamon. So the goal with this is to heat the milk enough so that it starts to bring out the natural sweetness of the milk without scalding it. Now, what you can do is you can use a little temperature thermometer, and you'll see that you want the milk to be in and around 140 degrees.
Okay, so that's quite warm.
Quite warm, yeah. If it gets any higher than 160, it's going to start to scald, but 140 is when the natural sweetness of the milk starts to come out.
Okay.
So in creating the milk, the first step is to create the foam. So it's going to get a little bit bubbly. And then the second part of the process is to spin the milk inside the jug so that the foam and the steamed milk create a velvety consistency between the two of them. Now I'm doing this by feel, so I can feel on the side of the jug when it is warm enough. Okay, let's quick clean. Now, in the jug right now, you can see there's a little bit of bubbles, which we want to get rid of. So if you give it a quick tap, bubbles will pop. A quick spin, and what the spinning allows it to do is blend the two, the foam and the steamed milk, to get a nice velvety consistency for your pour. Okay? So now the trick to a good pour is to pour out the liquid first and have the froth come afterwards. Some people use a spoon, some people use like a stir stick or a ladle. If you pour it just right, you can get the two to come out with a little shake, nice foam top.
Oh,
And a drink for you.
thank you so much. So get your organic, fair trade, Eco Cafe coffee either at the Kitchener Market or at work, and enjoy the fresh coffee experience. This is really good. Thank you.